Why are some producers drowning in clients while others have a hard time booking a single session? Well, you might think that being a busy producer means that you're therefore a better producer, but that's very rarely the case. It's usually not just about the quality of their work. It's about their branding, their ability to communicate their tastes, experiences, and perspectives, and why that's so valuable to their clients. I'm Carl Bahner, and I spent 2 decades in the trenches of this industry, mixing, producing, and teaching a network of students that spans 6 continents. And over the past 20 years, I've watched countless talented engineers and producers unintentionally sabotage their own careers by making some pretty simple branding mistakes. Now, you might be thinking, I don't really have a brand. You do have a brand, because your brand is your client's gut feeling about you. So whether you try to or not, whether you like it or not, your clients and potential clients all have a gut feeling about you and what it would be like to work with you. So the question is, do they have the gut feeling that you want them to have? Because in this industry, perception can make or break your career. And in today's increasingly remote landscape, that perception often forms well before a client ever sets foot in your studio, if they even ever do at all. Think of it this way. Not being intentional about your branding is like doing a live stream mixing session, but you turn your monitors off. You might think you're doing great work and the plugins look like they're helping, but you have no idea how it's coming across to everyone on the other side of the computer screen. So today we're going to dive into the most common branding mistakes that I see producers and engineers make all the time. Don't worry, I'll also tell you how to fix it, because I'm not a monster. So whether you're mixing platinum records in a multi-million-dollar studio or you're producing the next big hit in your bedroom, this still affects you. And it's even more crucial if you're working with remote clients who may never actually have the chance to meet you in person. So by the end of this video, you'll understand not just how to avoid these branding disasters, but how to craft a brand that attracts your dream clients like moths to a flame, no matter where in the world you are and no matter where in the world they are. Let's start by talking about the jack-of-all-trades syndrome. And this is when you're trying to be everything to everyone. You might even be guilty of saying, we specialize in rock, pop, jazz, classical, EDM, country, metal, reggae, polka, and underwater whale songs. I've heard this more times than I can count. And the issue is that when you claim to specialize in everything, what you're saying is that you actually specialize in nothing. It's like having a restaurant with a 50-page menu. It's very unlikely that all of those dishes are going to be any good. It may seem counterintuitive, but when you claim to specialize in everything, you're not giving your potential clients any reason to choose you over the next studio. And what's even worse, the kind of clients who prefer that 50-page menu, well, they're the kind of clients who don't know what they want. And if you've ever had any clients who don't know what they want, and I'm pretty sure that you've definitely had clients who don't know what they want, then you know how much of a horrible time that is. It's such a slippery slope, right? So the solution to this is narrowing your focus. Find 2 or 3 genres or styles of music that you really enjoy working on. And I'm not saying that you can't work on anything else, but if you focus your marketing and your branding on the fact that you just absolutely crush these particular styles of music or these particular genres, then you're going to be able to separate yourself from everybody else that claims to be able to do everything. When you brand yourself as a specialist, you'll attract more of the work that you want and become the go-to person in that niche. And I say this all the time, but specializing doesn't mean that you have to turn away work. It means becoming the obvious choice for a specific type of client. And in this really saturated market, being the obvious choice is invaluable. So whether you're working with remote clients who have countless options at their fingertips on SoundBetter or wherever, standing out as a specialist becomes even more crucial. Next up is the gear obsession. This is when your entire brand revolves around your equipment. And look, I get it. You've probably spent quite a bit of time and money to amass the gear that you have. But the gear does not make your personality, right? Great, thoughtful artists are drawn to personalities, and your gear is not your personality. Great clients really care about how you're going to make their music feel and sound. And especially when you're working with remote clients, they probably care even less about the gear that you're using because they care about the results. They care about the experience. The problem with gear-centric branding is twofold. First, you're speaking a language most of your potential clients don't understand or care about. And second, you're making yourself interchangeable with any other studio that has similar equipment. And when you're working remotely, that makes it even more problematic because your clients can't touch or see the gear in person. So focusing on it in your branding is even less effective. The way to fix it is by focusing on the results that you deliver, not the tools that you use to get there. You can share before and after examples. You can talk about the emotional impact of your work. You can talk about your decision-making process. Your gear matters, but it should be a supporting character, not the star of the show. Next up is the invisible producer. When you hide behind your gear, quite literally. The profile picture is back of your head sitting in front of a console. Maybe it's not even a picture of you at all. Maybe it is just straight up a picture of your gear or a guitar or your dog or something. The problem with this is that humans connect with faces, not faceless entities, right? Artists want to work with people, not just a pair of ears. This becomes even more crucial when you're working remotely, when building that personal connection can be a little bit more challenging. Thankfully, it's a very simple solution. Just show your face. It's not hard. Use a clear, friendly headshot as your profile picture. Share photos and videos of you working, discussing music, and just being yourself. Let your personality shine through, because ultimately that's what artists are coming to you for. Artists choose to spend long hours in the studio with you or in virtual sessions if you're working remotely, and they want to know who you are. They want to see if you're someone they'd actually enjoy being around during those marathon recording sessions, even if those sessions are happening over Zoom. And whether you like it or not, your face is a big part of your brand, so embrace it. Because in this industry, personal connection is everything, and in the world of remote work especially, your online presence is the only way to make that connection, so make it count. So let's recap what we've covered about how to unintentionally ruin your studio's brand. There's the jack-of-all-trades syndrome, where you're trying to be everything to everyone. There's the gear obsession, where you're making your brand all about your equipment rather than about you. And the invisible producer, where you're hiding behind your gear instead of actually just showing your face. Avoiding these pitfalls puts you ahead of the game in building a brand that attracts your ideal clients. I know we covered a lot of ground in just a few minutes, so if you feel a little bit overwhelmed, don't worry. I've put together a comprehensive guide that takes these branding concepts even further, showing you how to leverage them to attract remote clients. It's called the Studio Pro's Guide to Getting Remote Clients. It's free, and it's packed with actionable strategies to help you build a brand that attracts dream clients from anywhere in the world. Whether you're starting to explore remote work or you're looking to expand your existing remote clientele, this guide's got you covered. You'll find the link in the description below. And if you want to dive deeper into growing your studio business, you should check out the Studio Evolution Mastermind. It's full of thoughtful studio pros sharing insights and supporting each other, and I'm teaching weekly classes. We have monthly themes, monthly challenges, and some really great accountability, which is super helpful for anybody that's trying to get started with creating social media for your studio business or just growing your business in general. The link's in the description. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that subscribe button. I've got tons more content coming on how to thrive in this weird and increasingly remote music industry. Your dream clients are out there, and now you're one step closer to attracting them. So see me in the next video.